Hello, wind believers. It's Renee, the practical shaman. Well, I've been doing interviews for the I Am Symposium coming up in December for the winter solstice. And I thought, well, you have your lipstick on. Let's maybe do a little bit of broadcasting to, if she knows, promote my the Windwork Toolkit for the holidays. It goes way beyond the holidays, but I just thought maybe people just don't really know what they're going to do with these tools. And I thought I would tell you and teach you. Okay. The first thing is, and do you want to hear something funny? This is my worn out cover already. Funny, huh? It's one of the original covers that Hay House sent for the book, and I glued it onto my favorite book of all times, You Can Heal Your Life with Louise Hay, and it's kind of just my little joke because I don't know if it's the law of attraction type of thing or whatever, but I just felt like, wow, this cover fits exactly perfect on this screen, or on this book. So I thought I would add it to the cover. Winds of Spirit is available in February, but you can pre-order it now over at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, on my website. And when you pre-order it, you can get chapter 1 for free. Or right now, I'm giving away a segment of chapter 1 for just signing up on my website. So go over to thepracticalshaman.com and get it. But that's not what this isn't about. It's not a total commercial for the book, although I'm very, very excited that the book is coming soon. And there's great information inside here. But what I want to teach you today is, so say somebody gets you a Winds of Spirit toolbox for the holidays, or you get one for somebody else. What do you do with it? First of all, what comes in it? Well, the book, you'll get an autographed signed copy in February once it comes out. You get a wind whistle. So let's talk about these wind whistles, okay? These wind whistles are being can you see it? Are being handcrafted in Mexico by a young man who's an anthropology major who's since taken up to studying about the magical properties of the wind whistles. Now, where did I get the wind whistles? I don't know if where I got these. Where I got this was that I was in Mexico at the pyramids a few years ago, and all of a sudden I heard this sound. Listen. And it got me really, really excited when I heard this. And so I ran over to hear what it was all about. And I said to the man, I need that whistle. And this isn't that whistle. I think that's across the room. I don't want to get up and leave you here, but this is the wind whistle. And so how would you work with the wind whistle in your own life and in your own healing, in your own inspiration? I thought, I can see that there's people here, but I'm not sure how to reach them. This is kind of cool. Maybe I need to be looking at that from another thing. But if you're there and you're making comments, I'll get to them later because I can't see them on this. I'm just learning this technology. All right. So hopefully you're still with me. So what we're going to do is when you use your wind whistle, what I've learned is that the first wind whistle, the first time you blow in, the wind whistle is superb for getting you balanced and centered in your life. So the first time you blow into the wind whistle, you see yourself actually sending the wind in through your lungs, down in through, all the way out the bottom of your feet into the earth. So like this. And then with the second whistle, I actually see myself connecting to these winds of heaven, these winds of spirit above me, and bringing them right in through my body in. So here we go. And then the third one, I see the winds coming in from the heavens, and they go around like a torus, coming in through my head, down through my pelvic area, out and back around, and creating this wind tunnel around me. And so that's what brings me centered into back into my body. And then now I'm going to call upon a Winds of Spirit card. And so the Winds of Spirit cards are 32 winds at this moment. They're cardinal winds, and then there's cultural winds from around the globe. And then there's also 2 in here that are no winds. Those are the doldrums. That's when action is suspended. And there's 2 places south of the equator where the wind doesn't blow. And why I'm showing you this today is because I have this Windworkers Toolkit, and I want people to understand what it is that you can do with these, what you can do with these winds of spirit. And if you have any questions, you can certainly put them down in the comments below, and then I will answer them. And if I can't answer them while I'm live, because I don't know how this Be Live totally works, I'll answer them afterwards. But so we're going to shake up. Did you know that wind was kept in sacks? That was kept in caves, and it was kept under the earth. But one of the things was a lot of mythology has the wind in a sack. So this is my sack of wind. And I'm going to pull out a wind card that we're going to work with today. Oh, that's interesting. Another person over on the Wind Clan said she had the same wind just today. It's Scylla Inawa, the Inuit wind of wisdom. And this is about embracing your divinity. Now, if you think about the Inuit, it's very, very cold and windy there. And the landscape can, to a person who's not familiar with it, look pretty barren and pretty much the same. It was very important for the people who lived there to learn how to interpret the winds, and especially to understanding the wind as that they don't really see it as a god. Hi, Dixie. I'm glad I can see now that people are talking. That's great. So Scylla Inawa is a wind that I've called for all of us today, and this is about the wind of wisdom. And what a great wind to call upon as we enter into December, as we go into this darkness, to really listen to this inner wisdom that we have. And especially up north. Hello, Denise. How are you today? Oh, glad that people are listening and talking now. This is great. I'm learning how to do this Be Live and trying to help people understand what these wind tools are all about, coming up in my book, Winds of Spirit, in case you came in later. And I showed people how, and if you can go back, watch how to blow in the wind whistle, but I'm going to show you how now to call upon Scylla Inuit, and this is this in-standing wind. And in these traditions, they believe that our soul is what is the in-standing wind, that this soul energy comes in at the moment that we take that first wind breath. And we all know that up until that moment when we hit this cold earth, because it's probably a lot colder out here than in that nice warm sack of embryonic fluid we are sleeping in, that this is when we take that spirit. This is when that soul wind enters into our body and stays with us through this grand cycle that we call a lifetime. And right now we're being called upon to call in this inner wisdom, because there's a lot of winds out there. There's a lot of directions we could turn our attention into. Hi, 80. Is it 80? I'm glad you're here. And we're talking about Scylla Innuit, the wind, and I'm gonna call to this wind for all of you. So I invite you to close your eyes and let this wind of spirit, this Scylla Innuit, this Inuit wind fill you up. And remember, this is from a barren, cold landscape where the change in the wind, especially the winter wind, was a very important time in their lives because if you didn't judge the wind correctly when you're out there on the tundra, it could be a matter of life or death. And also, it's a matter of, hi Lily, it's a matter of hunting, because when you watch reindeer herders, watch the reindeer, and did you know that reindeers change direction with the wind? So when the wind starts to blow, they actually change their direction. So to become in tune with these winds of spirit can help you. Not that we're hunting food so much, but we are always looking for answers and looking to be fed at a soul nourishing level. All right. So Oya, so Lily is called Oya, and Oya is the Yoruba wind, and she loves women in commerce. She cuts through delusion. We could talk a lot about Oya, but so I'm going to show you. So you take your wind whistle, which is handcrafted by this young man in Mexico. Hey, Grace. And he is making these specially for the Wind Clan. And if you're not a member of the Wind Clan, go over to the Wind Clan group and join. It's a very, very supportive group over here on Facebook where people are actually talking honestly about what's going on in their lives, how they're navigating the winds of change, and helping each other by supporting each other through these times. All right. Are you ready to call upon Scylla Innuit? So Scylla Innuit is the wind that I called from the wind sack. Sorry to repeat myself, but I don't know where people came in. And she's one of it's a wind, but in this tradition, the Inuit tradition, they don't call it a god. Winds of spirit coming out in February with Hay House. We're gonna call upon this wind for all of you today, so that you can get in touch with your inner wisdom. All right. So I will just review quickly. The first wind is you're going to bring this wind down in through the top of your head and all the way down through the bottom of your feet out into the earth. Because remember, the wind's connected through the caves, the wind connected through the tunnels, and of course the winds were carried in sacks. But that this connection to the earth is what is going to keep us in harmony and balance during these shifting winds. Okay, then the second wind is going to come in, and you're going to actually feel these winds of spirit. This Scylla Innuit is going to come in and fill you up. And then the third wind is the third wind whistle. You're going to let Scylla Innuit come in and go out your pelvis region and come back and fill you up like a donut, like a torus. And it's going to make your energy bubble grow so that you can harmonize with whatever's coming your way. And trust me, we've stepped into that hustle bustle of that holiday season, and lots of stuff can be coming our way. So it's best to be able to trust our inner wisdom as we move through this next few days. Okay, are you ready? So I invite you to close your eyes and feel Scylla Innuit filling you up. I felt her as she went out through that icy tundra. Hi, Cheryl. We're doing a Scylla Innuit kind of meditation at the moment. So close your eyes and feel this wind of wisdom coming in and filling you up so that you know that you can embrace your own divinity and trust your own sense of inner knowing. And we're going to call to her one more time, and it's going to come in like through the top of our head, come out our pelvis as a torus, giving us a protection of wisdom so that we won't be fooled and we'll know as these crazy things are going on all around us that we'll stay in that still centered place within ourselves. Hello, Cindy. For those of you who just joined us, we're working with the wind god. Although in the Inuit, they don't really consider her a god. It's just about an instanding winds of wisdom. And it's about embracing your divinity. Whoops, can you see that? And this is the Wind Whistler's Toolkit, which includes the set of Winds of Spirit card. There's 32 cards in there. A handcrafted, one-of-a-kind Winds of Spirit whistle. And then I promise in February, you'll get an autographed copy of the Winds of Spirit, which is coming out with Hay House February 6th, but you can order it now. And this is, I'm very excited about this. Can you really see this? This is the new the Wind Whistler's Toolbox. And I have got this great new design on here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty cool. So I have a question. Are you new to the wind whistling family? Are you a new wind believer? And are you a member of the Wind Clan? Who's a member of the Wind Clan here? Anyone? Raise your hand, let me know. Do you have any questions about this Winds of Spirit work? I know it's new. I mean, there's not anyone who said before, hey, this is not the work of the goddess before this. New to this, great. 2 of you are new to this. Make sure you go over and join the Wind Clan. It's a closed group over on Facebook, but the people in there are dynamic and they love to share. Oh, well, come on. I'll put a link down in the comments. I don't know how I put a link in the comments, but maybe I write Wind Clan. So what is the solar multifaceted purpose of this? Well, that takes about 4 or 5 years to explain, but let me tell you the short version. A few years ago, oh great, I love people who love the wind. When I started writing this book, I'm there like, are you sure, Spirit, you want me to write about the book about the wind? People hide from the wind. They hate the wind. But since then, I've learned that I've got over 1,000 followers over on the Wind Clan. So lots of people really love the wind. Lots of shamans have been working with the winds for centuries. These particular Winds of Spirit in this book came to me. I thought I was writing a book, and the wind I thought the wind was a metaphor. I will get right to that question about Denise, about are you breathing in air, then breathing it, blowing it back out? Yes. It's kind of, I'm not as good as a didgeridoo person, but it's kind of like you bring in that breath and then you use it. But the trickiest thing about this wind whistle that I love for us people who run through life without breathing is that it forces you to breathe. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I used to hold my breath for a long time. And when I actually blow into this wind whistle, it causes me to come center balanced with the earth. Okay. So that in itself is a great function. What I learned is when I took upon this journey about studying these winds, like I said, at first I thought it was a great metaphor. Then I started to call upon a wind for a client. Like I just pulled Silhouette Inuit for you. Well, I started calling upon the wind, and then I would, she could see energy. I'd take out my wind whistle and I'd blow in the wind whistle and thinking this is a great metaphor. And this week we're talking about the wisdom and the instanding wind. And all of a sudden, my clients started to see these shapes, these amorphous shapes. And what was going on was that we were both, I wasn't seeing them the way she sees them, because we all see the invisible realm the way we all see the invisible realm. But I was seeing something, I was getting the same feelings or the same symbols, but in my symbology that she was getting. So that when we call upon Scylla Inawa, and I can call her back again, what did you experience when I blew in that wind? Did you experience anything? Did you say, oh, this is kind of cool? Or, well, I don't know, I didn't get anything. Anyone feel that wind presence coming in and filling you with a little bit of guidance and wisdom? Yes, no, maybe. I know a few of you are out there. So what happened was, all of a sudden, I started to uncover, I uncovered 150 wind gods and goddesses from around the world. And I was thinking, wow, this is interesting. They all have different, oh, you didn't feel anything. Should we try again? Maybe we want to call a different wind for you. You did not, all right. So let's close your eyes again and let's call upon Scylla Inawa. And this time, oh, okay, Grace felt, she got the chills. All right, but Denise didn't feel anything. So Denise, close your eyes, and sometimes you feel it's a color, it's a knowing, it's a sense. Sometimes we have different experiences. So I invite you to close your eyes, and Grace, who you felt got the chills, why don't you ask Scylla Inawa a question? So Jessica, you can call the wind when I need wisdom, and then it blows, yes. Heavy and dark, then all of a sudden light. All right, so some of you had that experience, but let's take it a step further since we're still here. Let's ask Scylla Inawa a question. All right, something that's pressing for you today that you really like to know today. Okay, let's try. You got formulate a question. Everyone have a question? I have a question. All right. So we're going to call to Scylla, and I hope you don't mind, I'm going to stand up a little bit so that I can get in here and you can kind of get a sense of this. So what you do is you hold the wind whistle here, and then you release the air here. Okay? My answer came right away. Did anyone else get an answer to their question? So the winds are asking me to really get quiet lately. There's a lot going on, you know, books coming in February. I'm getting invited to speak in places, and, you know, there's more book proposal. All right. So Denise, what I'm going to suggest to you is to maybe go over to YouTube, and there's some other wind exercises, like there's a removing resistance exercise. So what would be the resistance that would be standing in the way of feeling energy? Do you feel energy with other things? Maybe the wind just doesn't call to you, or have you in your life not been able to hear your guidance and hear your energy? So the removing the resistance exercise is like, okay, what's standing in the way of this? And the winds are great. You can go outside and ask the wind, hey, I'm going to spread my arms and let the wind blow in and give me some answers and remove any blockages or resistances I have. So let me tell you what's going on here, because I know people have joined us. So I'm showing people here what's in the Wind Whistler's toolkit. Oh, Janisa? Is that how you say it, Janisa Pamela? I felt an answer. What was your answer? Well, you don't have to tell us, but so here's the Wind Whistler's Toolkit. You're usually good at picking up vibes. Okay, so how do you feel about the wind, Denise? How do you feel about the wind? Do you like the wind? Is it a friend, an ally, or is it something that you don't like so much? Oh, you got one word, believe. That was funny. I got one word, rest. So you got believe and I got rest. So in my Wind Whistler's Toolkit, and I'm showing people how to use it, is a handcrafted wind whistle, a sack of Winds of Spirit card, and a signed copy of Winds of Spirit when it comes out. Great holiday gift. Not so much on, I forgot what my question was to you was, what was my question? Need a little help here. A blockage. Janisa, tell me about this blockage. Wind is calming. Yes, wind can be really, really calming, and it can be really, really disruptive. There's calming winds and disruptive winds. Like in here, I don't know if we'll get it, but there's a wind called Tyromatea, which is the tempest wind from the Maori. And some of these winds, let me just go through them. Like we have Kari, the Malaysian wind of expression. Yangdong Halman is a wind of balance. Yapancha is the Hopi wind of moderation. La Moa Moa is the Hawaiian ancestor. Strybog is dispersal. Oh, after that hurricane, you're not so fond of wind. Oh, holding your breath, yes. Let's talk about that hurricane. During the hurricane, I actually took people into the eye of the storm because do you know in the hurricane, there is, the eye of the storm is like the most calming and center place of all. That outside swirling is what clears things. And, you know, we've been told the ancestors of shamans long before us has told us that the world now is tipping upside right. It's been in the dark for thousands of years, and now we have to come back into the light. And, you know, our ancestors knew that to be in relationship with nature was the way through these storms. When we get a storm, you know, we don't exactly, well, nobody likes to lose their houses and all of the things that go along with it. But if you've ever been in a serious storm, there's a stillness that lingers after the storm. And this clearing out is because, you know, we've built way too many houses upon each other. We've taken agricultural land for housing, and it was just, and it's just, we're at a time where there are storms ahead. And so learning to harmonize with the winds of change is going to be a really valuable skill in your toolbox. You've never seen the eye. It was scary. I think that I recorded that meditation, and I think that it might be on my website. If not, you certainly can email me at renee@thepracticalshaman.com, and I will send it. So how do we learn to navigate these energies that we call storms or that we call hurricanes? We start to live in relationship with our nature. Now, we pulled Scylla Inuit today. Now, think about where the Inuit live. They live up on the tundra where it drops to 30, 40, 50 below in the winter. And so they have to learn to spend a lot of time indoors around a central hearth. And so you could look at that, oh my, that's terrible. Or you could look at what gifts come from that. Well, they've become wonderful storytellers. They've learned how to track and hunt better than the best of us. Each weather pattern has its own gift. And that, if you reflect that, you know, we're a holograph of the weather. We're a holograph of this Hurricane Irma and all of that. So that's all going on within us too. So learning how to harmonize within ourselves is crucial. is Renee at theshaman.com. Thepracticalshaman.com is a great way to reach me. All right. Or go over to the Wind Clan, ask for these, because a lot of them have been posted. A lot of my videos are over there. And what I'm planning on doing is a weekly Facebook Live to start to teach people how to navigate the winds of change in their life. And no, it's Renee at thepracticalshaman.com. Hold on. Let's see. Where do I add that? I don't know if I can write that. Oh, here. I can type it in. I love this. Practicalshaman.com. Okay. And so if you write me there, if you have a specific question, or a question more, or you want to tell me privately what just happened for you when we blew in Scylla Inuit, that would be great. Do I have your curiosity piqued at all? Well, if I do, go over to the Wind Clan, become a member. I have a great special right now on the Wind Clan wall for these Wind Whistlers Toolkit that you can't get anywhere else but being a member over in that group. And I think we've learned a lot today. I hope that it was helpful. And I hope you join me again next week when we do another live and we'll pull another Winds of Spirit card. And this is Renee. I'm the Practical Shaman teaching you about wind work over here. And I'm thrilled that so many of you wanted to learn a little bit today, and call upon Scylla Inuit for your life today. And please, under this post in the Wind Clan, message me, let me know about your experience. All right. Have a wonderful day.